Welcome to Teal House Farm.
Welcome! Today we are going to do a large freezer pantry grocery haul, but we are in town all day and enjoying the cool weather in the morning at the park. And then going to the hardware store, we are going to pick out new paint for the little girl's room. We're going to decorate. And then we are going to totally stock up on our freezer pantry. We have 2 doctor's appointments, so much to do. But we're going to basically...
we're going to McDonald's after
Oh, yeah, and I promised them some chicken nuggies for lunch. Nobody will forget that.
Because we didn't get to go last.
We didn't get to go last time, and I promised...
Because I photoed.
Yes, you did, in the middle of the waiting room. We don't know why. So that cut our plans short, so we're catching up on it today.
I need to tell them something.
So we're going to get through all that super fast, and then we're going to, hang on, we're going to show you what we got and how we're going to use it. We've been kicking our diets up a notch the last few months, and we're ready to invest kind of big term in some more whole foods, and I'll talk all about that kind of stuff when we show you the grocery haul. But ladies, let's go finish playing, and then we will do all the other things. We're just starting.
Tell them something.
What do you need to tell them? You don't even know. Let's go.
It's almost my birthday.
It is. You have 3 more days. Okay, we are back. Everything is on the table, and we'll go through what we got real quick before all the frozen stuff gets unfrozen. So first, let me say this is a disappointing trip to Sam's Club. A lot of the things on my list in the frozen, because I wanted to stock my freezer, a lot of the things weren't there. They were really limited on the frozen vegetables they had available. There's no cauliflower rice, no green beans, no like carrots, I mean, everything looked really well stocked. There just wasn't a lot of frozen vegetable varieties, which was kind of weird. So I am definitely going to have to make another trip, especially for that cauliflower rice, because I use that all of the time now. And then the second thing, so I was mentioned before, we changed our diet a little bit. So I have wanted to switch to a whole foods diet for years, and it always just felt just way too overwhelming. And so this year, which is the craziest year of years anyway, with Annie's big surgery and Sam going back to school, I decided enough excuses. I needed to lose weight anyway because I had a baby and gained way too much weight with that baby. And so I changed my diet first. I decided I'm just gonna be the guinea pig. I'm gonna figure things out. And I went on what I would consider a modified whole foods diet. I was not super strict, but I basically tried to choose foods that had only 1 or 2 ingredients, stay away from any sort of refined carb, stay away from added sugars, or really just white sugar in general, except for ice cream. I still really like ice cream, and that's not going anywhere. And just trying to eat mostly vegetables with just a little bit of something else. 2 meals of a day. And then for breakfast I've either been eating like oatmeal with honey, or I'll scramble eggs with vegetables and some like whole grain toast. Just trying to get my diet really simple. And what happened is I lost 25 pounds in a couple months, and I'm still breastfeeding, and it didn't affect my supply at all. I think I was just eating all that stuff was not good for me, all those preservatives and things and added sugars. I think I was just holding on to a lot of just junk in my body. And I feel much better too. And so Sam jumped on the bandwagon, and he's been doing it, has already lost 5 or 10 pounds just in the 2 weeks he's been doing it. And now we're slowly trying to modify it for the kids. So I've never cooked 2 separate meals. So the kids have already been on this diet for breakfast and for dinner, but their snacks and their lunch, which they eat separately since Sam's not here and they eat lunch too early for when I'm hungry for lunch. They've just still been eating the same old stuff. So I'm working towards getting them switched, but I don't want them to hate food, and I don't want them to have such restricted diets that when they go out in public and see M&Ms, they can't like control themselves, can't have self moderation when it comes to being around yummy things. So kind of working through that slowly. Anyway, I'm gonna show you what I got in this haul. I have a couple things that I have not replaced yet in my diet or in the kids, or still in the kids diet, and then I'm going to ask for suggestions for. So if you have any suggestions on things that I could use to switch this out for something that's more whole foods, again meaning no added sugars, no refined grains, and really things that don't have preservatives or food colors, things like that in it, I would love to hear suggestions because some of these I'm kind of stuck on. Let's go. Like I said, vegetables are making up the bulk of our diet. It's a little hard to plan ahead on vegetables right now. The garden is really close to bursting, so I did not want to go crazy and then have to deal with having too much and then having so much from our big garden since we do live on the homestead. So I got enough. I know this looks like a lot, but there's 8 of us. This is going to be gone this week. This will be gone in a couple days actually, and then we really should be starting to get a lot of things from our garden, and I won't need to buy a lot of fresh vegetables and less fruit because we have fruit here too. So I got 2 bags of peppers. I'm going to chop one up and freeze them for easy throw into stir fry. I also can peppers, but I have a lot of those in the pantry. Canned peppers I cut up smaller. Frozen ones I leave in big chunks. That's the only difference, so it just changes what I'm using them for. And then one for fresh for cutting up and dipping in hummus. Sam really likes veggies and hummus right now when I pack his lunch for school. 2 cartons of strawberries. I will promise you these will be both gone tomorrow. The kids love strawberries. And 1 carton of little cherry tomatoes for dipping in hummus and for tossing on salads because our tomatoes are almost ripe but not quite. And a big bag of salad. Our greenhouse is done for the year, so I am having to buy salad now until I can replant all of our lettuces in August for 2nd round. 2 things of raspberries. Micah loves raspberries on her yogurt. And then just a small bag of sweet potatoes and a couple bunches of bananas. These will go super fast actually because we use bananas to give our goats their copper boluses, and so half of these bananas are like for our goat flock here so they can get their supplement. This is dinner tonight. We spent all day in town. It is now 5:15, so I'm going to throw this chicken enchilada in the oven so we have dinner real quick, and I got a second one to freeze for another day like this where I am just in a super hurry. Again, this isn't really a whole food, but I needed something quick, and I was bad today and did not plan ahead and put something in the crock pot. 2 bags of apples. The kids love apples with peanut butter, and I've been trying to buy better quality, just peanut butter. I hate having to stir natural peanut butter though. It drives me absolutely crazy. Just like one more step than I need in my life. I love these Crunchmaster multigrain. They're seed crackers, so they don't have refined flours or sugars in them. They have just they're so light and they have a nice crunch. I really love them with a little bit of cheese, any kind of cheese on them, or some peanut butter. They make a really nice like snack or with lunch if we're having like hummus and vegetables, and then to have some little crackers and a good quality cheese. It's a nice adult lunch. This is Sam's favorite cheese in the world, and I love putting it on zucchini, which we're about to have 10 million of. So I bought 1 to freeze and 1 to save. 1 to freeze and 1 to use now. The key with this cheese I found is whatever you're baking or cooking, you get it all almost ready. In the last 2 minutes, you throw this on there, and it gets super crispy on your cast iron pan, and then it's just like the most delicious thing ever. But because it's flakes, it should freeze really well, I'm hoping. Tortillas. I got 2 bags of these tortillas. The kids love tortilla wraps with either Nutella or peanut butter for lunches. I know a lot of people make tortillas. I don't, and maybe I should, because maybe this is a way to get this from the white flour to something that's better. I'd love suggestions. I would love one that I could buy. that was a better quality tortilla. Even the whole wheat tortillas, the Mission whole wheat tortillas, they're not really any better for you. They still have tons of preservatives in them, so I'm not really sure. But what I'll do is I'll cut these bags into thirds and then freeze them in other plastic baggies. I save old bread bags. I'll use those to freeze our tortillas. I don't separate them. I don't put paper towels in between. We don't have paper towels here. You guys know that. I don't really use them because they're high waste product. But this has worked fine for me. And then when I run out of tortillas out, I just take another bag out of the freezer, and by the next day they're ready. So anyway, give me a suggestion on those. Typically I make all of our bread, but right now with it being spring and summer, and then we have a lot of animal babies, and we have just so many big projects going on the homestead. I just bought rolls. These are not whole food at all, and I can't really control the ingredients because I just bought them. But normally I make a lot of the bread myself, so I'm gonna have control over the ingredients. But this is just plugging the hole. Why it is so busy right now. I cannot just devote a day to making bread like I would do in the slower times of the year. But 3 big bags of rolls. I'll just freeze them, and I just take out what I need for each meal. But again, because we're trying not to eat grains or much fewer grains, I really only do rolls at dinner once, maybe twice a week, when previously we had bread at every meal, every day of the week. The girls requested Rotelle Dip, so that's what this is for. Again, that's not whole foods, but that is something they love, and I don't want a replacement for this because I also love Rotelle. Let's keep a little bit of joy in life. And then Nutella. I don't know if there is a better alternative to this. They love Nutella. I'm listening if you got something. I don't even know what's in here. Do I want to know what's in here? It seems like it would be a long list. I mean, I guess that's not as bad as I thought it would be. So it's got a lot of sugar. I'm listening. They do love it. These are therapy snacks. I need suggestions for snacks that are easy to pack for kids, that are more whole food oriented. Annie still has therapy 5 times a week. So every day I drive all the way to the city and back to get her to therapy. And about half the time I have to bring all of the kids with me, and they are awesome. They are rock stars. We try to make it as fun as possible. And one of the ways I do that is by always packing a snack. And the problem is, prepackaged snacks, not only are they expensive, but they're really not very good for you. But I need something, it's very important when you have a lot of really small children, is that you pack one thing that everybody can eat. Because if you pack different things for every child, inevitably somebody changes their mind about what they want what somebody else had, and you cannot reason with a very upset 2-year-old. So I pack one thing. Like, I got 1 million of those toasted cheese crackers, or I have 1 million bags of little smart food popcorn. That's the snack we're having that day. I would love suggestions for things that would be easy to pack, don't need to be refrigerated. It is a long drive there, and a long drive back. It's almost an hour each way, so I can't really keep it super cold. And also, a lot of times when we're there, it's a 2-hour wait, so I try to save snacks for the second half when they're starting to get antsy. So it really needs to kind of be something that can sit out. And 3, it cannot make them sticky. And 4, it cannot have tiny little pieces that the little ones could choke on. So, I mean, raisins are okay even though they make you a little sticky, but I'll take suggestions. Nuts are not a good idea. We cannot take nuts in there because it's a health place. Peanuts is a high allergen food. So, like, those are cheese crackers. They don't have peanuts in them. So no nuts, so that's also off the list. Anyway, give me your thoughts. I'd love to hear them. Okay, back in the snacks category, this is Ivy's special thing. So Micah got raspberries for her. Ivy always wants smart food. And then this, oh goodness. This, if you watch the video, this is what they were handing out for free. Like to taste test while you shop, and the kids just went crazy over them. So I got them, and they'll sit on top of the freezer, and they will be a dessert for when we're having dessert at night. When they earn their dessert. So definitely not Whole Foods, but that was an impulse buy because they were so excited. And then this mommy got sweet talked into. I always tell them they can pick something for breakfast the next day whenever we do these big grocery hauls because it's such a long trip. And usually that means a few muffins. But Micah saw this party platter, and then everybody got behind her and ganged up that this is what they wanted. So I'm going to freeze this, maybe break it into thirds and freeze it for them, because we don't need to have all this just floating around. That's a ton of sugar, but maybe they can pick one thing for tomorrow. We'll freeze the rest and save them for something special, and then that'll be fine. These are for Sam's lunches and also my lunch whenever we have to pack lunch for going to therapy. I like these potato chip bags because there's basically just 3 ingredients. There's potatoes, salt, and a little bit of sunflower oil. There are not a lot of extra preservatives or colors or crazy flavors. Just real simple, and they're non-GMO, I believe certified organic too. So as far as potato chips go, which are not good for you, this is definitely the best choice I could find. And this was Annie's choice for what she picked. So all 3 big kids got to pick something they wanted from the store. That was all their picks. I got some disposable bowls. I try to do paper, not plastic, so I can compost them. And we use paper bowls and plates on Sundays because I try to limit my workload on Sundays. So even though I still do have to feed everybody, at least I don't have to do all the dishes too. Bacon, we were completely out of bacon. This is something we do not eat regularly anymore. I am ashamed to say in the past we would eat probably 2 pounds of bacon a week because we had it several times a week for breakfast. It is not good for you, and I know, but it's so delicious. So we're totally out though, so I bought these 3 packs here. We're just going to keep them in the freezer for special days like birthdays when they get to pick a breakfast. If they want bacon, I'll have some bacon, but this is not something we eat really at all anymore on a regular basis. I mean, maybe once a month. I got some frozen chicken breast tenders. I love to grill these up. Grill up several at a time on maybe Saturday, and I just keep them in the fridge, and over the next few days I'll slice them up and put them on salads, or I'll just slice them up and eat them with a little with some vegetables I warm up. I can have the chicken already grilled so that when it's time to make my lunch, I can make a healthy choice because it's already cooked. And I know after I make the kids' lunch, I don't feel like cooking something for myself, and it's real tempting to be like, well, I'll just eat a bag of potato chips. Having this prepared in the fridge really helps me. Got some raw honey for sweetening oatmeal. Overnight oats is really popular with us right now too, especially for Sam because he has to get up so early for school. I can have his oatmeal ready in the fridge and he can grab it and go. Got frozen berries. We do some smoothies. The kids also just like frozen berries on yogurt. We make a lot of our own yogurt too with our goat milk, or sometimes we use just store-bought milk. And this is just a Greek yogurt with live active cultures. I need some more starter to make a new batch of yogurt. Okay, we already did that. And then this is mine. I really like soda. I like fizzy things. So to replace soda, I've been using these Lacroix Seltzer waters, so they don't have any sugar or anything in them, but it still gets me a nice fizz. And no caffeine too. I'm really supposed to watch my caffeine just because of the procedure I had on my heart. So soda is out. This has been in the last couple, I don't know, probably 6 months. And finally, Micah grew out of all of her clothes, and they had some nice shorts and t-shirts for bigger kids at Sam's Club, so those are for her. This prosciutto is what I've used it before, and I loved it, and I just got it again because they didn't have it in stock for a while. I use this instead of lunch meat, and I love it. The only ingredients are pork and salt. That's it. No nitrites, whatever they put in lunch meat. And I like it on those crackers I showed you. It's also good to get a good quality piece of bread, or I've done lettuce wraps before with these, though they didn't have romaine lettuce in the store, so I couldn't do that this time. So this will probably just go between some bread for a sandwich. But I like that it's a healthier option than just regular lunch meat, which just has a lot of preservatives in it, but it's still delicious. My total today was $434. It's probably $100 less than I wanted to spend. Because as you saw, like I wanted to do a freezer pantry haul and some produce, which we needed. And I got a few things. Like I got tortillas, I got my frozen fruit, I got peppers that I'm gonna freeze. But I couldn't find my frozen cauliflower, my frozen green beans, those kind of things that I like to keep on hand for quick meals. And so that was super disappointing. So I will be going to somewhere else. I don't know where, because Sam's Club is kind of where I go for bulk items. There aren't a lot of choices around here. So I'm going to find it though, because I need that cauliflower rice, because cauliflower rice versus extra rice or like white rice, it's like a fifth of the calories. So I make a lot of rice bowls for dinner with cauliflower rice, and it's so much better for you. I gotta find it. So thanks so much for watching, guys. We will see you all very soon.